What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another BeICONIC Conversations. This is Darren Walker coming to you live. Drop an L if you're watching live and R if you're watching replay. So excited to be on here for another episode. Y'all, today we're going to have a lot of fun. The special guest I'm going to bring up here in a moment is an absolute powerhouse. Just actually getting to know her a little bit better. And she just has such value to bring to the marketplace. So we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to be talking about how to turn your iconic, unique story into 6 and 7 figures, how to grow, how to build online, especially today, and how to have a really profitable online business, as well as be authentic, help people win at a high level. You guys know that when I come on here, I want to add value at the highest level. So we got some really great things going on. So first of all, there's 14 days, about 366 hours from right now as I'm talking to you to the end of the third quarter, September 30th. There's about 106 days to the end of the year. And so want to help encourage people to really focus on who they are and whose they are and what are the goals that they have right from right now to the end of the year. And that's what Dolores and I are going to be talking about when we come up. But first of all, I really want you to just be thinking about your goals, thinking about your dreams, thinking about what's important to you, your family, your business, strategies, and systems. We'll even maybe take some questions. Sometimes we do that, but I know that Dolores is going to be really impacting and adding some value. So I see that we got people tuning in right now from Instagram. We got people tuning in right now from Facebook as well as YouTube. So welcome, everybody. Very excited to have this conversation. So as we get ready to hop in today, listen, y'all, I want you guys to have the mindset to learn and grow. I'm just really excited to see what's been going on, how things are helping us grow. And we want to help teach you that. We want to help bring things to the next level for you and with you. So we want to welcome you to BeICONIC Conversations. We've been doing this podcast for a bunch of years now, helping a lot of people grow, and we're excited about it. So make sure you lock in, get a pen and paper if you can, if you're driving or something, or even catching the replay. We appreciate you. Listen, I want to tell you also that we're going to be talking about our next 2-day event. It's October 6th and 7th. It's a 2-day virtual. That's a Monday and Tuesday. It's going to be from 6 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to be the featured speaker, and we are going to be breaking down step-by-step strategies, how to take your iconic, unique story and turn it to 6 and 7 figures in the online space. People know who you are and some people don't, and you've overcome things, and we want to show you how people need your help and how you can grow. So make sure you register for that. We'll put the links and give you that all here in a little bit. And then we're going to really help you take things to the next level. So I want to bring up the special guest speaker here in a moment. Dolores, we actually met through social media, through Instagram, and we've worked with her before, our team, but we brought her back because she's just a lovely woman from Argentina, big time business builder, has worked with some really reputable names, but just catching up with her, just a very down to earth, humble, loving, just caring, hardworking, true woman. So ladies and gentlemen, from BeICONIC Conversations, the Darren Walker podcast, please do me a favor, blow it up in the chat and welcome Dolores. Dolores, can you see me? Can you hear me?
I can see you. I can hear you.
What's going on? Thank you so much for being on, you icon, the CEO of Masters in Clarity. I love that. A lot of people struggle with clarity. So Dolores, we appreciate you. You just got back from a little bit of world travels. Tell us about that real quick. Where'd you just come back from?
I just went on a week-long trip with one of my oldest friends. We've been friends since we were 12. And we were celebrating that her youngest and my youngest are off to college. We're empty nesters.
Wow. Off to college. I just told you I got a 7.5, 3.1. I got a little bit of time, but I'm celebrating with you. That's monumental. So the trip was great?
The trip was great. And I'm recovering from vacation. You know how it goes. You go on vacation, you need the vacation from the vacation.
You need a vacation. A little jet lag. But that's beautiful. All right. So Dolores, we're going to hit you with the first question we ask all our people that when they start here, here on BeICONIC Conversations. And that is, who is Dolores?
I'm going to give you my answer. I am in this world uh, as a curious soul, looking to inspire, looking to be a catalyst, and looking to bring light into people's lives.
Mm, I love that. And so I know you've been doing some big things. Tell us a little bit about your beginning, where you're actually from, upbringing, the backbone, the infrastructure, the beginning parts of Dolores's life.
Well, I was born and raised in Argentina, in Buenos Aires. I'm the second child. My oldest brother is a boy, and then I came, and then my parents divorced, and we had, all the struggles of a divorced parent family, but
Mm,
with multiple siblings, and I love my siblings. I always say all together we are eight. From
wow.
my dad, they all build different families, but I see them all as my siblings, and we have a great relationship. And out of eight of us, seven of us are entrepreneurs.
Wow. So
Seven of
you're
us
the
are
second
entrepreneurs.
you're the second out of the are you
Eight.
the second oldest or the second youngest?
Second oldest of
Okay.
all,
The second oldest
and
of all. And
and I've
eight,
coached
seven out of
and
eight
I've
are entrepreneurs.
coached and I've coached most of my siblings on how to become entrepreneurs.
So you helped the other six in some way, shape, or form. You know what?
Believe in
I should
themselves.
have started coaching on my brothers and sisters. I'm the baby. I'm the youngest. They don't want to. They don't. I could make $1 trillion. They still think they
They
know how
won't
to.
listen to you.
Yeah,
Of
they
course, you're
won't
the
listen.
baby.
But that's interesting though. So, but obviously we started here about the divorce and things like that. But the reason why we have Be Iconic Conversations is to not just hear. We will talk about your success, some of the great things that you've done, but also about the reality that I'm sure that because you personally went through some of the obstacles you went through, it's helped mold you into the woman that you are now, the travels that you have, mama for entrepreneur, big time businesswoman, strategist, but with a heart at the center of helping people. And that's what's really important because our 2-day event coming up on October 6th and 7th, we want people to be partnered with us that have that mentality to help others. So what would you say about your upbringing? Some of you said that the family split, but you still see all your siblings as your family, which they are, and how that helped. What was it about that circumstance situation coming up that you think was challenging for you? And then also how you overcame it as you started to come up as a young girl into a young teen, into a young woman.
So for me, I always say, we sometimes look at our past or our upbringing and we judge, how our parents behaved or were or whatever. And I always say, first of all, people did what they can. And I never felt a lack of love.
Mm,
Maybe not properly channeled or managed, but we are all children inside, pretending to be adults, and so were my parents, and they did what they could with what they had.
yeah.
I also got to a point. Most people don't know this about me, but when I was 20, I was diagnosed with a pancreatic tumor. And the doctors in Argentina didn't think I would survive. They said we would not operate her here. I was brought up to Miami, to the US, because there was an expert in that kind of surgery.
Wow.
And I was 20, my older brother was 21, and we used to fight over the car, over the things. And he sent me a love note saying how much he loved me. When I got that letter, I was like, oh my God, maybe I am dying because your older brother never sent you a love note at that age.
Wow.
Um,
Oh, that
but
shouldn't
no,
be funny, but I get it.
people really thought I was dying. I was raised Catholic. I had the what is it, the last rite, like when you're dying and
Yeah.
the priest blesses your soul because you're going to the next world.
Wow.
Um, I had all that happen, and I never thought I was dying. I thought everybody was kind of confused. Like I never felt it that way. But that moment shaped me. You asked me how did I overcome my childhood. That moment that gave me, first of all, an opportunity to be with my mother in a way that I hadn't ever been before because of my childhood. An opportunity to see my father and my mother and their love in action in spite of how it had started. And
Right.
so it's
So it
not
kind of brought them back together in the moment because
to
of
loving me and taking care of me
at the
in
same
a way
time.
that I had never, yeah. And it's not a traditional way of someone
No,
overcoming childhood, but it
no.
was what happened for me, not to me, for me.
Right.
And I do have a very, very big scar. Like I used to have a great body with great abs. I got cut in half and no longer the abs, but now I don't care. But I actually thought I would never have children because I thought my belly can't stretch. Like I really had huge scar. But I became a mother of four wonderful children. I was able to
Wow.
carry them to term, and so that wasn't a problem.
Wow.
So and then after that, I'll give you this because I think you're gonna laugh. As if I hadn't had enough challenge when I graduated from university, I was 24 by the time I finished because I lost some time when I was sick. I decided I needed to challenge myself, and I went and lived in the jungles of Malaysia doing community work. And for
Wow.
3 months, I lived in a hammock between two trees, uh, building alongside people working with volunteer organizations. And that
Wow.
was another way to test my emotional and physical resiliency.
90 days you were in the jungles of Malaysia.
Yep, with malaria infested mosquitoes.
Oh yeah, I've been to Africa, Uganda 4 times. And so I wasn't in the jungle in a hammock. That sounds you were in the wilderness.
For 3 months, I didn't sleep on a bed, nor did I have a full bathroom. The first night I slept back in my bed when I came home, I fell off the bed. I will never forget. Like falling off a bed as a kid, you forget. As a 24-year-old, I still remember, boom, waking up in the middle of the night and like,
Because you're so used to being in
fall.
a hammock.
Yeah, because in a
Wow.
hammock, you don't fall.
Yeah, in a hammock,
You're like,
yeah, you're cocooned in there. You're secure. So, well, thank you for sharing
how
that. That's
many people
perfect.
have you interviewed that have slept in a hammock for 3 months?
Nobody. I don't
In
know.
the
I don't
jungle.
know if I know anybody that has
In the
slept in a
jungle.
maybe I'm sure in the jungle, especially doing
Community work.
community service. That's really cool. And thank you for, being, iconic, sharing your truth, sharing, your hardship that you grew up, from a divorced family and things like that. And the reason why we have conversations like that is because we want to be able to relate and connect to people that are actually going through different things. I know personally people, I've got someone that work within our community that, has lupus and was on her, supposed deathbed and overcame, and just different aspects of hardship and different things and people overcoming. So that just reminds us that, if they can do it, if you can do it, that we can do it too. So tell me this though. What about those hardships, specific the divorce and all these things? Now, how did that mold you? What did that do to help you overcome? Because I'm asking this question because right now we're not even talking about money as much as we're talking about. I've come to find working as an entrepreneur that there is just two types of people. The person that is a person that's making a decision that when obstacles come, no matter what they are, we'll find a way to overcome them. And then the other person that for some reason they just struggle to get themselves over the bar. And I like, what is it about you, Dolores, that helped you get over the bar, making the decision to be an entrepreneur, overcoming hardship, not allowing yourself, even if you have setbacks, to turn them into comebacks? Even you said it didn't happen to me, it happened for me. Like, what is it about you that made you become such a successful entrepreneur in the marketplace?
So I mean, this is obviously hindsight's 2020, and you can understand a lot about yourself as you reflect when you're an adult, right? So in the moment, I didn't realize I was doing this, but I remember being 9 or 10 years old in a stressful type of upbringing. I won't get into details, but I remember vividly that I would wake up in the morning. The moment I opened my eyes, my first thought was, what is fun for me today?
Mm-hmm.
Like I would literally open my eyes and think of, today is art class and I love art class. Or today is ice cream day at school. Or today is I have my dance class at the end of the school day. Like I literally open my eyes and connected with the one thing that day that in today's language that I have available to me, you could say that would raise my vibration, or that would be something I was looking forward to, or that was joyful or fun for me.
For
So
sure.
it doesn't matter what I was going through. Every morning, the moment I woke up, the moment I opened my eyes, I would connect with that thing about that day that was great or special. What that did to me at the time, and that does to me now, because it's a practice that I integrated. Nobody told me about it. It just happened.
Right.
And I think it's true for all of us. We have always a choice. Is what do we prioritize? What do we focus more on? All of that is not really working for us, or the one or two things as small, like dance class, or I get to wear my sneakers to school. Like, these are not big things. These are tiny things. And I would put all of my energy in that. Oh, that's what I want for today. And everything else, which there was a lot of else, faded away. And so, and I remember as an entrepreneur, I had some long days in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Where I was like, I don't even know how I'm going to make it through the day. Like, I would look at my calendar, I was like, I don't even know how it's going to work. But I would always, I call it now, look for the light. And you could be light as a bright light, or light as lightness, however you use that word.
Yeah.
But look for the thing that pulls you forward. And so that was something that I've always been, it's been with me all my life.
No, I really like that a lot, actually. And I know I'm going to ask you one question that I know a lot of people are thinking, but I want to get back to the look for the light. What did you do, or was there times, or how did you approach when you woke up and maybe you couldn't find something? Did those days happen?
Absolutely. Those days still happen sometimes.
How do you overcome those?
First of all, I notice it. Like the first step is, for many years I didn't understand how to overcome those days, or how to even handle myself in those days. And my first thoughts would be, I've done a lot of work now, but would be self-loathing, or like it would trigger into negative self-talk. Now, for me, is just noticing that is happening.
Awareness.
Self-awareness of what is my state of mind. Mindset, what mindset means is, where is your mindset? Like, is if like a radio, right? What station
What's
is
the
your
state?
mind at?
Where are you set?
And that's knowing it is half of the battle.
Yeah.
And so, and then knowing it is half of the battle, and then having a toolbox of handling it. So for me, in my young age, without knowing, my focusing on the dance class or the ice cream day was my toolbox.
It was the mindset
of intentionally creating the right set for my mind.
That is, I mean, it's very simple, but I'm not joking. That is really, 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 really good, because people don't realize, especially if you get in the car, you're just listening to anything, or you're just watching anything, or all of a sudden someone else kind of sets your mind, and you kind of trying to figure out why am I not having success? And so you created the mindset for yourself. That's good. I might even steal that. That is really good, Dolores. I mean, and I love that you just came up with that as a kid. You didn't sit in a seminar or anything like that. That's that inner true value right there for overcoming. So I really, really appreciate you saying that. So let's get back to the light, looking for the light in each day, setting the mind to the right light. We teach in our community that you get to choose to love, to be a human being, not a human doing. Human doing is what you're doing. Human being is who you're called to. We've got a little bit more time here on this call. How and when did you decide that you wanted to be an entrepreneur, be an overcomer in your entrepreneurship, and really take your giftings and your mindset to the next level? Like, what was that process like?
So I'm a creator, and I recognize now. So when I graduated from high school, I wanted to be an actress in Buenos Aires. My dad said, great, go to business school, and then we can talk about that idea. And I was like, I don't want to go to business school. It's like, well, but that's what you're going to go. Like, I didn't really, nowadays kids is like, oh, I don't think I feel it. It's like, there was none of that conversation for me. It's like, you're going to business school whether you want to or not. And in the first semester, my math teacher said, my nickname is Lola. That's what everybody calls me in Argentina. And my math teacher was a wonderful guy. He's like, Lola, I think you need to go tap dance. Like this is not for you, because I was a tap dancer. But I persevered. I finished. But I recognized that being forced to go to business school was the first best thing that ever happened to me, because I'm a creator at heart, and I have this. If I think of an idea, I want to execute it. And going to business school gave me the discipline and the structure to understand how a creator can actually create. So my entrepreneurial adventure, I never thought of being an entrepreneur. I just did things. And it happens to be that you call it an entrepreneur. But when I was 19, I went to a very new school at the time, and there was no merch, like no hats and T-shirts and stuff. So I decided to start a merch company with the logo of my university. I went and got the logo. I asked for permission, and they're like, sure, go ahead. And so I had all these hats done. This is many years ago, 30-something years ago. And I remember I hadn't even taken marketing class yet. It was the first or second year of college. And I decided that I was going to do influencer marketing. So I bought all these hats. And I looked for like the it guys and it girls in my school, the ones that were like the popular people.
Cool,
right?
yeah.
And so I went to them and said, hey, I'm going to give you a free hat. And all I ask is that you wear it. And when people say, hey, where did you get the hat? You just send them to me. So I picked like 5 boys, 5 girls in my school to wear the hats. And all of a sudden, everybody's like, where did you get that? Go talk to Dolores. And within minutes, I sold my inventory. That's how I started. So
I mean, I love that.
That's how it started. And then years later, when I moved to the US, I met my husband in Argentina. He's American. We ended up living here. And for the first few years, I worked for a nonprofit out of New York City, whose mission is to teach young people how to start and run their business as a way to stay out of gangs and out of drugs and out of trouble. And this is 1998 we're talking about. And I was the director of the online learning platform for that program. It was the first online learning content on the internet for anybody. Like, it didn't exist. Because my focus at school, my graduating thesis out of business school was marketing on the internet, relationship marketing in 1996.
Wow.
So I fell in love with business. I fell in love with messaging. I fell in love with marketing. And I quickly understood that marketing is a people-to-people relationship. That basically marketing is sending invitations to your party and making sure you follow up for RSVPs. And that technology back then was the internet, then came social media, now comes AI. All of that are propellers of people-to-people relationship.
Yeah. No, you know what I hear, and I love it, like from the hat. I think the hat thing is brilliant, but just you have a natural gift, and I think entrepreneurs do, and I want to inspire people on here to find a problem and solve it. You're just talking about high level problem solving, and in order to solve problems on a high level, you have to not be thinking of yourself. And I think one of the areas that I see people fall short is, even with good intentions, people are thinking of themselves. For you to start the merch company, now you're helping that college. They should have paid you, to get, that's branding. You know what I mean? You solve the problem in the marketplace. So I absolutely love that. So, hey, we're going to wrap up here soon, Dolores. I want to be respectful for your time and mine as well. I pray that people are getting value. You guys, let us know in the chats if you're getting value. We see you right now. It's so amazing. So, Dolores, we have an event coming up October 6th and 7th. I'm going to be doing live, and then you're going to have a virtual at the end, especially with some other amazing guest speakers. Especially with there being 14 days to the end of the third quarter, 106 days to the end of the year. Right now, why do you think people should come to our event October 6th and 7th? And how is events like these help catapult your life and business?
Well, they must attend your event because the only way to move forward is to be in the room with other people moving forward. Because it's in community that we move, we actually get to where we want to go, because we act as mirrors to each other and we hold each other accountable. So, Darren, you create an incredible space for people to be in community, to connect with each other, to get the ideas and insights and inspirations from speakers or other members, but also to share their ideas and their insights with others, because it's when in that share with other people in the community that we actually get the support and guidance we need.
Yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun on this 2-day event. We're going to do that. There's breakout rooms and all those things. So thank you for that. And we're going to be able to hear from you on the back end as well for everyone that comes. Dolores, I appreciate your time. I thought for me, we interview a lot of people and there's all different stories. But to me, you were like very simple, but very impactful, very authentic. And I knew that about it. Find the lights and set the mind. I really, really love that. So y'all, make sure that you follow Dolores. Dolores, where can people find you on social media?
Come to mastersinclarity.com or Dolores Hirschmann on Instagram and LinkedIn.
Love it. Make sure you go there, let her know I sent you, her team has sent you, and we will continue to take things to the next level. Guys, this is another BeICONIC Conversations. We'll have another one next week as well. We've got amazing things going on. Make sure that you're on here and you're a guest of Dolores. If you want the link to register, Dolores has her own personal link that you'll be connected to her. So make sure she gets that, and our team will give you ours. Matter of fact, if you're on here right now, if you go to my Instagram at DWalkerInspires and you DM me all in, we'll send you the link, and we've got a special free gift for you that's going to help you catapult the rest of your third quarter into the fourth quarter. We're going to hop off today. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for being here. Dolores, you're an icon. Thanks for partnering with us. We're going to have some amazing times. The stories were great. We'll see you guys soon. God bless you. Have an iconic rest of your week. This is Darren Walker and Dolores signing off. Take care, guys. God bless.